Hey guys, my name is Chaotic, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys some of the best cars to customize on Grand Theft Auto 5 Online. Now please bear in mind the vehicles which I'm going to be displaying in this video are vehicles which can be found on the streets of Los Santos, and they aren't vehicles which can only be found on the internet and must be purchased. So anyway guys, let's move straight into this video. So starting off with one of my personal favourites, we have the Sentinel. Now this car of course is quite common to see when driving around the city of Los Santos, but it's not one of those cars which when you come across you want to keep as a personal vehicle and show off to your friends. However, in this video I am going to be showing you that this is possibly one of the best cars to customize and keep as a personal vehicle once it has been into the Los Santos customs. So first of all, of course, there are loads of different bumpers which are available for this, both front and rear. You of course want to fit the most sporty looking like. Again, it all comes down to preferences. Now a car like this, I highly recommend you go for a nice bright colour. Something like yellow, orange or bright green looks really good on a car like this. This car is definitely one of the best looking sports cars on GTA 5, and it's also a really good car to use in any race situation, whether it be just driving around the map of Los Santos trying to catch up with your friends, or if you're trying to chase someone in an online lobby. So anyway, what you will begin to notice once this car has been fully customized at the Los Santos Customs, that this car has literally transformed from what is basically a very basic car into something which is now usable and worth showing off to your friends. Once this car has been customized, it does look very sporty, and it's definitely one of those cars which you want to keep as a personal vehicle and use on a regular basis. One of the main problems on GTA 5 is that everyone is driving the same sort of vehicle. You'll find that nowadays most people just drive supercars around the map, and not many people drive cars like this one. Personally, I think people should branch away from the crowd and drive things more like this. So anyway, moving on to the second vehicle which I'm going to be showing you in this video, we of course have the Phoenix. This is yet another car which I'm pretty sure everyone has seen on GTA 5 Online, but when you first see this car, you don't think much of it. The car itself doesn't look very valuable. It's one of those typically American muscle cars which very few people ever go for. So anyway, moving on to the different customizations available for this car, as I'm sure you can imagine there are loads of different customizations and modifications actually available. One of the most important things when it comes to a muscle car is the intake on the hood, so make sure you fit one of those. Something else which I think is also important with a car like this is having a bright primary colour and a dark secondary colour. You can see I've gone for a yellow primary colour, and I'm going to be going for a black stripe down the middle. I think it really stands out and it does make the colours look so much better on this car. There are also two different spoilers which you can choose from for this car. You have a smaller spoiler and a larger spoiler, which personally makes this car look that slightly bit different, a little bit rarer when driving around, hence why I fitted it on my car. So anyway, once you have finished fully customizing this car, just like the previous vehicle, you'll notice that this vehicle does change dramatically. There are loads of different things in this car in comparison to the bog standard basic version, and you can see this car now looks a lot better. It's one of those things which you do want to store in your garage as a personal vehicle, and it's something which you can then go around and show your friends. This car also corners quite well in comparison to the other muscle cars in GTA 5. This car does go around corners very well, and it does drift and power slide nicely, and I will show you that briefly in this video. Unfortunately, this car doesn't win any awards when it comes to speed. It's not very quick, but to be honest, it's one of those vehicles which you would just drive around for luxury, and it's not something which you would use in any form of race. So moving on to the next vehicle which I'm going to be showing you in this video, we have what is known as the Cavalcade. Now when you first see this vehicle, the first thing which will come to your mind is family SUV. This thing doesn't look very special, it doesn't look very pretty, but trust me, once this thing has been customized, it does look real badass and it does look kinda gangster. So apart from having a few different bumpers available for this car, both front and back, this car does have a secret feature which no other car on GTA 5 has, and that is a speaker system in the back of the car. Now of course, if you have this thing in the back of your car, everyone will think that you're completely badass and you're an absolute boss. And of course, once you have fully customized this and made the whole thing black, it does look real badass, especially when driving around at night. So like I just said, when respraying this car you want to make the entire thing black. I highly recommend metallic black because it really does stand out and it gives it a bit of a shine. Also ensure that your windows are as black as possible, and black rims also go really well on this car. So as you can see, once this car has been fully customized and it leaves the Los Santos Customs, especially at night, this car does look really cool, and it's definitely something which you want to drive around at night because it will make you stand out on the road. Now of course this is not the type of car which you would use in any race, simply because this car weighs too much, it's also very slow, and it's not the type of thing which you're going to see speeding around the track winning any races. But this is the type of car which you want to be driving around in with a few friends. This car of course does have 4 seats, so you can get 4 people into this car, and it does look a lot better than its bog standard version. The 4th vehicle which I'm going to be displaying in this video is not a mistake, I promise you that. This car of course is the Azir, and it is surprisingly good once it has been customized. Now when you first look at this vehicle you will notice that it's very standard, very basic, and has nothing really going for it. But once you take this thing into the Los Santos Customs, you'll begin to notice that this car is in fact the sticker bomb car, and there are loads of different customizations also available for it. Now for some of these customizations you will need to be at least level 64. Unfortunately I'm only level 30, so I'm not able to get some of these customizations, but even for myself there are a few different customizations which I can fit to this car and upgrade it. Now even though this vehicle is not going to win any awards in terms of appearances, it's still quite a rare vehicle, and very few people actually have this in their garage and store it as a personal vehicle. Now for those people who are getting quite excited with the different customizations which you may not have known about for this car, unfortunately this car does have a major letdown. That of course is the fact that this car is a front wheel drive car. Now as I'm sure you all know, front wheel drive cars are terrible at handling, and that is the only thing that really lets this car down. If this car was a rear wheel drive, I think this car would be 10 times better, and it would definitely be worth getting. But if you are one of those people that likes to store vehicles in their garage to show random players online or your friends, then this car is definitely something which you want to add to your collection. So anyway, moving on to the next vehicle which I am going to be showing you in this video, we of course have the Dubster. Now I'm sure you've all seen this vehicle driving around the map of Los Santos. You can find this vehicle just about anywhere, any time of day. It is very easy to find and it is quite common. This car, just like every other vehicle which I am going to be showing you in this video, has loads of different customizations available for it at the Los Santos Customs. As you can see in the video currently, there's about 10 different bumpers which you can choose from, so it's all down to what your personal preferences are. My personal favourite bumper is the standard bumper without anything on it, but of course if you do prefer the bumper which has the winch or the headlights, I guess it all comes down to your personal preferences. I also think this car does look kinda cool in red, and whether you fit the spare wheel on the back, again, all comes down to personal preferences. If you like to have the wheel on the back, then of course you can fit it, but the main issue which you will find when customizing a vehicle like this is choosing the wheels which you want to fit to this car. I personally prefer the sport wheels on this car, but again it all comes down to what your personal preferences are. Because this vehicle is bigger than most others, the wheels are stretched and they never look quite right. But as I previously mentioned, I personally think going for sport wheels is the right choice to make. So anyway, once you have fully customized this car, and you can see just from the moment when it comes out of the Los Santos Customs that this car does look really cool when fully customized, especially when you have that metallic red on the car. This is one of the very few cars which looks good no matter what time of day you're driving around, and of course this car does have 4 seats, so if you do have friends, you can also take them for a drive in your badass car. If you're like me and you like SUVs, then this is definitely a car which you want to put into your garage and store as a personal vehicle. Apologies if I say the name wrong, but I believe the next car is known as the Sombre Turbo. This again is one of those classic American muscle cars which does look really cool once it has been fully customized at the Los Santos Customs. This car again is one of those very common cars which you can find just about anywhere around the map. And of course once you do take this thing into the Los Santos Customs, you will find that there is a huge range of different customizations available for this car. Now unfortunately, being quite a low level, there are a few different customizations which are not available to me. Things like the side exhaust and the intake which you can fit on the hood are 2 very vital things which you do want to fit onto this car as long as you're high enough level. One of the best customizations which I do recommend that you guys use if you do choose to customize this car is ensuring that your wheel color is the exact same as the secondary color which you have on this car. So my secondary color is the white stripe going straight down the middle, so I've also set my wheel color to white, and you'll notice the wheel color also then stands out with the rest of this car. Again, once this car has been fully customized, it does look really cool in comparison to its standard version, and I do highly recommend that you guys do find this car and take it down to the Los Santos Customs to customize it, because it is surprising the different things which are available which you can do to this car to improve it dramatically. So anyway, moving on to the final vehicle which I am going to be showing you in this video. This car of course is the Sand King, but this is the double cab. So this is known as the XL edition for this car. This of course does apply to both the single and double cab, But anyway, I do prefer the double cab version, that is the XL edition, and you can find this usually anywhere around the map, but the best place to find it is up in Sandy Shores. Now of course this car does have a range of bumpers available, but the main thing which I like about this car is the fact you can fit extra fuel tanks, which makes this car just look bigger and more bulky. The colour which you respray the Sand to really does come down to your personal preferences, simply because this car does look good in just about any colour which you choose to respray it. But one thing which I do recommend when customizing this car is fitting the Blaze Supercar rims on this thing, because as you can see, if you fit the red wheel colour on this, you have that sort of red stripe on the wheel which matches the same red of the springs. So this car in general is really cool, simply because it is a very large vehicle, and of course there are loads of different customizations available for it. So anyway guys, that is just about it for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you guys could just take a few seconds out of your day to click the like button on this video, it would help me out a lot and I would greatly appreciate it. Also be sure to leave a comment on this video and tell me what your favourite vehicle was which I displayed in this video, and if there were any cars which I didn't actually mention, then be sure to leave that as a comment as well. Also be sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not already, because I upload all the latest and the greatest Grand Theft Auto 5 content. So anyway guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.